Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this lecture we are going to study about the effect of inertia of the spring on the natural frequency of spring mass system. So let's consider there is a spring mass system and spring of stiffness K, and there is a mass M which is attached at the free end of the spring. So let's consider the length of the spring. Length of the spring is equal to L, and the mass of the spring is equal to ms, right? So if this is the length and x is the displacement of the mass m, x is the displacement of the mass m, or we can say of the lower end of the spring. Now we consider an element at y distance from the fixed end of length dy of this spring. So this is the element of spring of length dy, which is located at the y distance from its fixed end. So let's consider x dot is the velocity of the mass m, or we can say velocity of the lower end of the spring. Lower end of the spring. Now we can find out the mass of this element, considered element. So you can say mass of the considered element of spring. So total mass of the spring is ms. So now we can find out the mass of dy element. So this is the mass m divided by L, mass per unit length, and mass of the dy length of the element is equal to m by L multiplied by dy, right? And now we can say the velocity of the spring at the fixed end is 0 and velocity of the lower end is x dot. So we can find out the velocity of the considered element which is located at the y distance from the free end. So velocity of the dy element is equal to x naught over L velocity gradient multiplied by y, right? So now we can find out the kinetic energy of this element. Now the kinetic energy of considered element is kinetic energy is half mv square, half m x dot square, right? And mass of this element is given by this formula, and this is the velocity. So half m, at the place of m will write the mass of this element, which is m by L into dy, and velocity of this element is given by this. So this is x dot divided by L multiplied by y whole square. So this is the kinetic energy of this element. So let's write kinetic energy dTs is equal to half ms, spring mass ms, divided by L multiplied by dy into y x dot by L whole square. So now we know that the kinetic energy of complete system, or you can say the kinetic energy of mass m which is attached at lower end of the spring is equal to half m x dot square. So total kinetic energy T equals to, integration of this term from 0 to L of half ms by L multiplied by dy and yx dot divided by L whole square plus half m x dot square. So if we integrate this, we'll get so this term is half m x dot square and this term becomes 1 by 2 ms divided by 3 x dot square. So this is the total kinetic energy. Now we know that the potential energy of the system is equal to potential energy of the system is equal to half k x square. So now this system, spring mass system, will perform the simple harmonic motion. The solution for the simple harmonic motion can be given as x is equal to capital X sine omega n t. So x maximum is capital X and x dot can be given as x omega n cos omega n t. So x dot maximum can be given as x omega n because the maximum value of this term is equal to 1, and similarly here the maximum value of this term can be 1. So x max, this maximum displacement can be given by capital X and maximum velocity can be given by x omega n. So now we know that the maximum kinetic energy T max is half m plus ms by 3 and maximum x dot or maximum velocity is x omega n. So x omega n whole square. Similarly, the maximum potential energy U max is equal to half k and maximum displacement can be capital X whole square. So now we know that using the Rayleigh's energy method, we can find out the natural frequency. So according to Rayleigh's method, we can equate T max is equal to U max and T max is half m plus ms divided by 3 x square omega n square is equal to half k x square. So this will get cancelled out and omega n becomes k over m plus ms divided by 3 radian per seconds. So from this formula we can give a statement: if we attach the mass equal to 1/3 of the mass of the spring at the place where the spring is attached to the system, then we can consider the effect of the inertia of the mass or inertia of the spring on the natural frequency of the system. So the effect of the inertia of the spring can be accounted by adding 1/3 of its mass, 1/3 of its mass at the place where this spring is attached to the system or mass. So now we can say if we attach a mass equal to 1/3 of the mass of the spring, so this is the mass K and spring mass is ms, so if we attach a ms by 3 ms 3 mass at this place, then this system will have the same frequency as the system where the inertia of the spring is considered. So this is how we can consider the inertia of the spring and their effect on the natural frequency of the spring mass system. So thank you.